Man, Mel, you jumped on that fast. Like, I turned my camera on and it was like, no BS, marketing with Mel. Boom. I'm back, but I still don't have power. Still sitting out in the truck. Thought I'd just come on and I know I was just on my TikTok talking to Tina. Man, that had a lot of T's. TikTok talking to Tina. Yeah, it is. The sun's coming down. Took the dogs in, let them run around a bit at a park. Still no power. So I think we're just going to do the live cast right from here. So we've got about 45 minutes, give or take, before that fires up. And it's going to be a little different style, I think, tonight, Mel. How was your day? Did you get everything done, or at least take a chunk out of it? How's your school looking? It was a beautiful day. Blue sky, not a cloud in the sky. There's Amazon Prime delivery vehicle driving by just now. Delivered me a few more toys for my setup. Upgrades coming. It's already pretty nice, but I'm seriously we're going to be doing a podcast here soon. Like really soon. Not going to bed tonight. Yeah, that's how I feel lately. I lay down. I don't know if I actually go to sleep. Yay, Mel. Courtney, saw your video, clapped you, gave you a bit of an applause. That's exciting. Man, seemed like you were vibrating in that video. You were so excited. That's really awesome. Really, really awesome. Here, ignore the dirty windshield, but here you go. There you go. It looks way better over the lake, but it's still pretty nice. With the snow, less people around. Mel, you know what I'm talking about. I guess you both do, right? Like, you're both out in the country, aren't you? It's dark here. Well, I would hope that in Ontario, if the sun's that low in Alberta, I would hope that it would be dark there. I'll just leave that there for you guys so you can enjoy it. How's that? We can talk. So how far'd you get today, Mel? Tell me, how goes it? Let's hear it. Getting my vitamin D. Yeah, exactly. Hey there. Hey, Shirley. We're just enjoying the sunset, talking about what we're working on in our business, that kind of stuff. So Mel, let's hear. Like, what all did you get done? Let's hear it. Putting you on the spot, I know. Yes, used to see both the sunrise and set, but where we moved, we don't see it anymore unless you on the lake. Yeah. Created my logo, my covers, my micro course is almost done. Wow. You were crushing it today. And are you going to charge for the micro course, or is that kind of your lead magnet? Creating my digital products catalog. Nice. Nice. Are you... Micro course will be free. Okay, cool. We need to talk. Do you want to jump on and talk? I can join you. Or I can add you. Sorry, join you. Courtney says she looks forward to hearing all about it. Do you want to tell right now? Or do you want to just have a chat offline? Let me know. Man, I should have taken the truck to go get washed so you guys could see more than just the sun through the dirt on the windshield. But it has been a nice day. It is dirty. It's +2 right now, so everything's starting to melt. Like, I wish I had power right now. Go out to the house and we could watch this on the back deck. Beautiful. Beautiful. Did you want to jump on, Mel? Just going to finish up supper. Okay, beautiful. You just let me know. Still no power, Courtney. I just drove, like, right here. If you can see, like, that road just kind of over there. That's, going... Let me do it with my other finger. Going that way. My place is down that road about 2 minutes. But this is the closest I can get to get reliable cell service. So we're just gonna watch the sunset and talk about what's going on. So, Courtney, what did you get any new ideas today, or how much land do you have? It's like, I'm not on an acreage, I'm on a lake lot. It just feels like an oversized city lot because the one street down the side of the lake that I live on is all it, like, it feels like you're in town, but it's just one street. So I have neighbors on one side for sure. On the other side is actually the access down to the lake. And then I've got a neighbor after on the other side of the access to the lake that doesn't have a house there, but has like a trailer set up on his property. But it's only half an acre. I mean, it's still a good sized lot, but it's not like an acreage or anything like that. But yeah, Courtney, like, so after your sale, what did you focus on today? What's the next step for Courtney? Not too sure. Okay. Are you still getting organized? Yeah. Are you still talking about everything we talked about on your live the other day? I'm going to talk to more business owners. Nice. I think you should maybe do branding and logos. You have a talent. I love my logo too. Like, really, I do. I think it's fantastic. It, like, as soon as I saw it, I said, yeah, that's it. And you know what's funny? Like, do you guys remember when I talked about getting stuck on the domain name and how much time I spent on it? Like, over 3 hours overthinking it, scrolling through all these different ideas. And I just finally said fuck it and picked the first one that kind of seemed to have a decent ring to it after I made that decision to just fuck it. Everyone I talk to and I tell them what the name is, everyone loves it. Like, everyone says it's such a good name. And it was nothing more than I got to make up my mind and just move forward. So Maybe think about that when you guys are getting stuck in your head thinking about stuff. Maybe the quickest decision ends up being the best decision. Like from every aspect, not just the ability to move forward and get to the next checkpoint, but also just to, like, it might end up being the best. I love it, love it. I picked a name for my community today. Are you willing to share, Mel, or do you want to keep it quiet for right now? Yes, I work better under pressure. Just do it. Move forward, Courtney. Just keep moving. Like how much of that live today with Mike were you on, Courtney? Like when he jumped on my live? Because he talked about that a lot. Creative Digital Lab. I like that. CDL. I like it. The last hour. So a good chunk of that live, Courtney, he was talking about exactly this. Is like, just keep moving forward. Don't get hung up. Like, it's the whole principle of like inertia, right? Once you get moving, it's usually pretty easy to keep moving. But if you stop, it becomes so much harder to get moving again. But if you can keep that inertia, that momentum moving forward, even if you circle back at some point, it's probably better than just getting stuck or stopping. Almost done eating. Please do not choke on anything, Mel. The only thing I want you to choke on is the beauty of that sky through the dirty windshield. It's time and support for me, but this week has helped my husband seize the light. Oh, interesting. Tell me more. What do you mean? Like he's starting to see the potential? Or was he hiding in the basement for the last 6 weeks and he's just coming out to see the light to help you with the children? All good, I have my first aid course. Well, you do, but does anyone else in your house have it? If you start choking, Self-Heimlich. He thinks it's silly posts on here. But he's starting to warm to the potential. Is that what you're saying, Courtney? Or he thinks it's just ridiculous altogether? He works all the time. I sole parent more of the time. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Are you comfortable sharing what your husband does? I have a feeling he's blue collar, is that right? Time put in doesn't equal the results. Yeah. Yep. I keep telling him it will. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. That's that was another big piece of Mike's message today. Like, he really drilled into me because I kind of talked about the fact that I really haven't told many people in my life what I'm doing right now. I've told my older sister because she's one of my best friends. But my brother and my younger sister don't know. And Mike challenged me and he's like, well, why? Like, what is the worst that can happen? And we kind of talked through that. And, you know, he kind of framed it really interesting, like, really in an interesting way. He said, you know, why do you care at all? And I know that that's easy to say in certain circumstances, but more difficult to implement when you don't have people that are supportive, especially when it's a spouse or a partner or someone that you need to figure out how to make it work. But it's interesting to like just go black and white for that, even if it's just in your mind for a few minutes. And ultimately all it comes down to is, in my mind anyway, is like the insecurity of what that might bring. And I don't know anyone else's situation, and it's real convenient for a single guy to talk about, oh, just don't care what your partner or your spouses think. But I think it's a lesson for everyone in life, no matter who's in your life. I have a roommate that has been one of my closest friends for 35 years, and I haven't told him either. And I keep asking myself the question, well, why haven't I? Like, what am I scared of? And Mike and I talked about how, you're genetically programmed to, especially within that immediate circle that's meant to support you. Like without that immediate circle supporting you, back when we were roaming around and capturing food for ourselves, that would mean the difference between life and death. If we weren't accepted within the that circle, there was a good chance we were going to die. In all fairness, I wanted to focus on the back end so I could be 100% confident in knowing how to sell online and be confident in teaching. You know what, Courtney? Like, I want to challenge you there in a very respectful way, only because you don't necessarily need to teach. You need to take people on the journey with you. And people will connect with that. Like, that's what I've done in the last 3 weeks is like, do I know everything I'm talking about inside and out? No. But I'm just taking you guys on the journey with me, and I'm figuring it out really fast. Does that make sense, Courtney? And you know what, Mel? Like, I think we always will. Because just when you feel like you're starting to master something, you're going to want to try something else, and you're going to need to figure that out. And once you become comfortable with that, then you move on to the next thing, and you're back to figuring it out with that thing. Think about it when you're in a job, right? Like, most people, not all people, but most people want to work hard, get promoted, because then you get compensated more, you have more influence, whatever the motivating factor is. But every time you get promoted, I shouldn't say every time, in most situations, when you get promoted into incompetence. You get promoted into incompetence. And that's okay, because someone else has made that decision. They've decided that you've worked hard enough in the position you occupied previously that you deserve to become incompetent. Okay? So, same situation here. It's just we're the ones controlling when we take that next step. So, stop waiting for someone else to give permission for you to be incompetent, and be incompetent yourself. Just step into it, document the learning process, embrace it, and see where it takes you. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to teach, but like, be able to answer all the questions. That's how I have been in every single job that I've had. I know everything about everything. Everything? I don't like not knowing, and I've learned that's going to happen, so yes, I need to let it out. Yeah, just don't hold yourself back. You just look at the logo thing, right? You thought it would be a nice thing to send me some suggestions. It ended up making you some money. Did you know that employers are not allowed to give excellence on performance reviews? Can you explain that a little bit more, Britt? I can come on now if you want. Yeah, Mel, let's jump on. Let's jump on with Mel. We only got about 20 minutes, but let's do it. Sending you the invite now. Look at that beautiful sunset.
Hello.
Oh.
Hold on. No.
Is it weird if you're looking at the sunset? Do you want to look at my face instead? Or keep the sunset?
Whatever's best for you.
Oh, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It's almost done, so let's just stay here for a second.
Sounds good. I'm getting
Just
my vitamin.
enjoy it.
I love it.
Yeah. So how pumped are you right now?
I am super pumped. I am tired because I wake up at like 5 a.m. and I've been working on it all day, but I'm pumped. Like I'm not sleeping tonight.
Compensated for. So Britt, did you know that employers are not allowed to give excellence on performance reviews? Compensated for. I'm not sure I'm following exactly what you're saying, Britt. Hello, sunset. Courtney wants the sunset, so we're going to keep it on the sunset. Okay, so tell me more. Like, what's going on in Melland? And you said we need to talk, so you take it. Where are we going with the conversation?
I do because my fingers are tired. I hate typing all this stuff. So my goal is to be done. I'm working on creating my school community right now, and I should be done by the end of this weekend. So I'm super excited about that. So my business idea, and again, I don't have everything figured out in my head, but I just jumped in because I was like at a point where, you know, when you're like paralyzed and you just don't do anything, I think that's worse. So
Yep.
I don't have everything figured out, but here is the gist of it is that I'm going to be, so my target audience will be digital marketers. And I will be creating custom digital products. So basically, you know, for the digital marketers who are either new, they don't really know how to create their own products, or they just don't have the time. I'm really going to be creating custom products. So I want to meet with them, have either a Zoom call, and really, you know, figure out what they're looking for. And I'm going to create custom products for them. So yeah, so ebooks, anything really, newsletters, anything. The sky's the limit.
And you're pumped about this.
I'm super pumped. Yeah.
So what's your traffic source going to be? TikTok?
It's going to be TikTok. And again, I love Mike's idea about using school and not using a funnel. So I still want to have VSL videos. I'm going to have one pinned to my school. And I'm also, my idea right now is I'm going to have one pinned on my TikTok. And then I can kind of like, you know, my call to action could be leading people to that VSL pin to my TikTok.
Okay. Sorry, you kind of cut out on there, but.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's me. It's because I'm doing a live from the middle of a field.
I'm in the country too, so. But I have Starlink. It's good now. But yeah, so basically, I'm super pumped about it. And the idea actually came to me because that's basically what I do at work, right? It's not just what I do. I do a lot of stuff, but Everybody always comes to me for all the presentations and the decks to be presented to senior management. Um, so yeah, and then I also, sorry, my head is like so full right now and I'm excited, but um, I'm also gonna have, like a review afterwards. So I'm gonna, create that product. So it's gonna be really, really working one-on-one with a person and really delivering that product that they're looking for, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you know what I'm going to ask you, right?
What problem do I solve? What problem do I solve? Yeah.
What is the problem you solve?
Um, well, the problem I solve is, I guess, those digital marketers that that are stuck because, oh, I don't know how to create digital products or I don't have time. I'm going to be solving their problem. And also, like there's so many PLRs out there, and PLRs are great, but they're often the same, right? So I'm really gonna go and provide that service where whatever you're looking for, and I really want to tailor it to their, their style, their brand, their whatever they're trying to, whatever product they want to create. I will be working one on one with them. So yeah.
So what is the problem you solve?
Ah, I should have been prepared before I came with. Okay.
You know what? Like, okay, the door of the elevator just closed. We're going up 5 floors. I turn to you and I say, "Hi, good morning." So what do you do for a living?
I create digital products
For?
for digital marketers
Okay.
or for, yeah.
So that's the solution, right?
Yes.
So what
So,
is the problem?
okay, so how would I word that? Help me out, Courtney. I,
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back a step because here's the thing. Here's the last thing I want to do is I don't want to like take away any of the energy you got because this is awesome. Let's
yeah, yeah.
just let's just get a little clearer on this, right? Like, so take a step back and when you came up with the idea, who were you hoping to help? And I don't want just digital marketers, but tell me the exact person.
Okay, so I want to help the person who is stuck and who is not starting a business because they just are too overwhelmed with creating digital products. Either they're not creative, they're not tech savvy, it's too much for them, right? And that's what really blocks them from starting their business and going after their dreams.
Okay. So is this person already taken a course? Like, do they have a certain level of understanding already? Or are they brand new?
Do I have to target one? Like, so in my head, there could be people that have a course that have created their digital products that they're just not selling or they're not happy with them. And I can bring oh, that's another thing. Sorry. Part of my my service will also be like not just creating brand new digital products, but also um like revamping existing ones, right? So they can send me their digital product and I can make it better kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like give them pointers and so yeah, sorry, going back to your question, I guess I had in mind like both. People just starting or
So we still haven't answered the problem though. So you've got some people in the comments here that are giving you some ideas. So maybe check out, like Britt says, I create personalized digital products for businesses that are having issues with creativity.
yeah.
Josh says, you help businesses get unstuck by helping them create digital products to advance their business. So both of those are pretty good.
I
And
like that.
Josh has Chat GPT for that.
Yeah,
Um,
just awesome. He has some good
so
prompts.
So I think like in my mind, and it could just be my mind, but I think got to get real clear on like the problem you solve, because I think you're jumping ahead and trying to solve, like provide the solutions before you've identified what the problem is you're trying to solve.
That's a good
I
point.
think you're still on the right track, no question, but
Yeah.
just try to get really clear on the problem you solve so that
My message
um
comes out when I do my videos, right? Like I want to reach.
if you're very clear on the problem you solve, it doesn't matter who you market to. If they're looking for that solution, they'll find you. Like for me, like you saw what happened today. If I, not if, when I go and create that product and I just start talking about the product and what it does, it doesn't matter if it's a business owner, a creator, a mom, uh, you know, grandma, whoever. If that's what they're looking for, they're going to come to me to purchase it. But even I got to go back to the drawing board a bit after the conversation I had with Mike today and probably get a little bit more clear on the problem is that I'm trying to solve. Like,
Yeah.
because initially it was, I help business owners, creators, and entrepreneurs go live to drive more traffic and collect more leads. Well, today it's a little different twist now. It's more like I teach people how to make money by going live and you know, I don't even really think I know what it is by going live to make their first sale within 5 days. Something to that effect. I'm going to have to work with ChatGPT, Josh's best bud there, for a little bit to kind of clean it up. But like that's more what you're looking for. Like don't try to put a label on the people yet. That's where I got hung up a lot at the beginning too. And just say I help people do what with what.
I like that better because see, we were drilled to really, have that person. And I don't like that. So I like that way better. Like I help people solve. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board too.
Sorry, Mel.
No, this is sorry. No. I actually I enjoy these kind of hard conversations because it's just going to make what I'm doing better. It's a good thing. I
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure. Just going back through the comments, we've got Survival Viper saying Avatar research, always start there. So here, that's kind of not exactly what we're saying, I guess. So I'm going against Survival on this comment, but I just really focus on the problem right now. And then, for me personally, like in my heart, I want to help blue collar people because that's who I was. I want to try and help those people get out of feeling like they have no options, and hopefully some of them gravitate towards me with this solution that I'm going to offer. But I'm not going to limit myself. Like if, my brother came to me tomorrow and said, "Man, this sounds awesome. I want in." I'm not going to say, "You're in IT. Fuck you." Do you know what
Um,
I mean?
yeah.
So like I I know survival, like a lot of times that's exactly the comments we get is like get real clear on your avatar, your customer. But in this situation, I think we got to get clearer on the problem we solve before we start thinking closer about the person. I help business owners who don't have time make custom products to talk to their audience. I think it's more than just talk to their audience, though. Something to me. You're trying to provide them with a shortcut, right? Is that is that fair?
Yeah.
Or is it
Uh,
more about higher quality?
I guess it can depend. That's where I'm a little bit confused because it could be a shortcut, definitely. It could be, for example, that busy mom that has like two kids, that has a full-time job, that has a good job, that has the money, just not the time, right? So it could definitely be a shortcut, but I feel like it could also be for that person who some people just don't like creating products. They just they're not good at it, or they just don't like it. So it could be for different, you know what I mean? Like, or for the person that's created one, it's just not working. Like there could be different
So what about I help people make more money with done for you digital products?
repeat that, Scott, sorry.
I help people make more money with done for you digital products. With my done for you digital products.
Custom, because I don't want people to think that they're like they're PLRs, or they're really custom and tailored to, like, we will have a one-on-one, and you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, but I like that.
So the thing here is you want it to be like 5th grade level, right?
Yeah.
And will people understand what you mean by saying custom, or does it leave a question in their mind? Or is done for you give them enough of an idea that you can continue the conversation? And I'm not saying my way is right. I'm saying consider that.
I see where you're going though. Like, I'm sorry, I'm thinking as we're talking, because I can also, like, in my
Like
school. Oh,
think
sorry.
what you're trying to solve, right? The
Mhm.
problem that you solve. So if I'm this person that fucking hates creating digital products, and God, I wish I knew someone that would just do it for me,
Yeah.
the words just came out of my mouth. Done for me.
Yeah.
Not, I'm not thinking, geez, I wish someone could customize some digital products for me.
You're right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, try to get in their head and just talk. Like, even if you're sitting in the room alone, talk it out. Like, just pretend to be the person
Yeah.
trying to find the solution that you're like, we're kind of doing it backwards here. We're going from solution that you want to create,
Yeah.
and going backwards by like talking about the mentality of the person you're um trying to get, gain their attention. But I think it still gets you there. Like, yeah, like if I have been that guy where I'm like, I just don't want to fucking make anything. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't want to go MRR or PLR. Like,
Mhm.
man, I just wish someone would do it for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
So done for you, do it for me. Custom, I think, just leaves it up to a little bit more, interpretation a little bit. So I don't know. Play with it. Ultimately, it's your decision, but that's kind of where my head goes. I don't know if people in the comments want to kind of comment on this, see what they think. Am I on drugs or?
You have a good point though, Scott, because I think in my videos, that's the language I'll use. And then worst case, I'm thinking maybe I'll just do a video and put it on school, just explaining exactly, the process and what they get.
Yeah, you know what? There's some really good comments coming in here. Let's go through them here. Um, Mirror what's going on in their mind. You will attract and convert like gangbusters. So exactly what we were just talking about. That's coming from survival. Your resonance. It's all about customer added value. Courtney says 3 kids over here. I do not have the time. So yet you can work this into your messaging and everything, but that core, what is the problem I solve? You could help entrepreneurs who don't have the tools to execute digital marketing strategies. Yeah, don't have the tools, don't have the time. You'll have to kind of play with the pain points
Yeah.
and go from there. Like, this is why, like, you know how Mike always says, like, just get out there and speak your message? Like,
Yep.
just get out there and continue to speak it, because if you're talking about it and you focus on the pain point of time and you get no response, okay, time to switch it up
Yep.
and just see where. like where you start to connect with those pain points, right? Survival says, in the end, what I have found to be true, really, if you have the right offer, you win. Agreed. That's what we're completely talking about here. Courtney says, I will use this service. You should use custom in there. You could provide them with effective tools for better ROI. Ooh, Survival Viper. I kind of like where he's going. He, she, I'm not sure. Sell 100K of your digital products in 30 days from scratch without having to go on camera, without having to create a single digital product yourself. Courtney says custom speaks to her. So there you go. Maybe play with that. Offer, offer, offer. I actually like custom too. Car Time Live. Yep. Okay. So those were all the comments for you. I don't know if that helps you, confuses you more.
It actually helps me.
What,
It really helps me.
it sounds like the kind of broader preference would be custom, is what I'm hearing from the people in the group. But just get into that space, start speaking your message.
Yeah.
Like, start tomorrow.
Oh
Like, go
yeah,
live.
starting tomorrow. My community is like, I'm literally right here at my computer right now, and I'm excited. I've created my logo, some covers, and I love what you did with yours, Scott. Where if you go in your class, because I've been on in your community, and I love it. And in your classroom, you have like coming soon. I love that because I have a lot of stuff that will be coming soon tomorrow. But tomorrow, my community is going to be ready to go tomorrow, by tomorrow evening, Monday morning. And there's going to be even my first micro course on there. It'll be free.
Awesome. Awesome. Good job. I love your look, Mel, says Jenna. All the best. Test, test, test. Mel, I challenge you to make 5 pieces of content around this before you launch.
Yes, that's a good point, Courtney.
That's easy. That's easy. Go live 1 hour and you'll have 20 pieces of content.
I love what you do. Yes, I'm gonna start doing that. That is so smart. Work smarter, not harder, right? Like I've seen what you've been doing, Scott, and that is smart. Like just cutting up those lives, like amazing.
And just make sure you have your YouTube page up and running too, so that you've got a place to go and put your videos afterwards.
I did not even think of that.
Jenna's dad agrees that you have a great look.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah. The nervous. Sandra says hi to Jenna. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Ashby's not here yet, Mel. You've still got the floor.
Oh my gosh, I'm still getting used to live, guys. I'm gonna need your services, Scott, to get me used to doing lives because I get nervous. Like I blank. I'm very but the more you do them though, I guess the easier it gets. You're doing great today. I really enjoyed the house tour. I didn't get the whole thing. I got Parker's bed going up the stairs and I saw your treehouse.
Oh, you want to see them again?
Yes. Are the dogs with you?
There's Parker. There's Peter down on the floor. He's so annoyed because he just wants to go home.
Oh, is he I didn't hear him. I haven't heard him. Does he whine?
He doesn't. They don't whine much. You'll probably hear it once or twice because they're getting a little bit anxious being in the vehicle for the last, what's it been, 2.5 hours now since the power went out.
Yeah.
So they're starting to get like, they're ready to go home.
Yeah.
But the crazy part, like, remember how I was talking about how my brother's coming to visit?
Yeah.
Have you heard me talk about that? Yeah.
Is
So
he
I
here?
called him and I'm like, hey, like, how close are you? Because the power went out at the house. Oh, we haven't even left yet. And that was at like 4 o'clock and he lives 6 hours away.
Oh my god.
whatever. To each their own. I would just wait for the morning. Holy pivot in your car now. Way to go. You
Oh,
know, Tamara, Ashby, I called him after my power went out in the house. Fuck them jobs.
I got this from.
I I so I call Ashby and I'm like, "Hey, I just want to let you know the power's out." And he's like, "Yeah, I saw your post, man. Like, whoa, that's crazy." You know, in the Ashby voice, right? And then he's like, "So what are you going to do, brother?" And I'm like, "I made a fucking commitment. I'm showing up. It's going to be from the truck. I'm going to find a place where I can get pretty good service, and we're doing this still. We are doing it.
I love it.
No
Yeah,
excuses."
of course, I got this from Fred.
Yeah. He's sold quite a few of them now by the sounds of it. Oh, Freddie.
Yeah, I liked your Ashby voice too.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Ashby voice. Hey, like, I love it, man. I put her there.
I have paint on my hands.
All right, so we're getting close to
Oh, it's time.
live
Ashby,
cast time.
thank you
Gonna
very
have
much.
to. Did that help?
It actually did.
Okay, good.
It really did.
So again, I'm not saying mine is the right choice. Play with a few different choices, but just try to get super clear on that part because the rest becomes a lot easier if you can get the problem that you solve dialed in and just start speaking your message because I found when I was trying to figure it out, it helped me because I thought it sounded real good up here, but then as soon as it comes out of here, you're like, ooh, I didn't like the way that came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my.
Even like I'm gonna be on for the rest of the weekend. So if you want to jump on and we just talk to people about it, see how it lands or doesn't land, let's do it.
Love it. I have the same problem as you, and I know you have to go, but when I turn the camera on, I freeze, or I'll speak and it comes out all messed up. It's not.
Whoop, there you go.
Oh, there's Ashby.
There he is. Okay, yeah, come on in and we'll like anytime this weekend and we'll just talk it out loud.
Sounds good. Thank you,
We'll just
Scott.
work it out.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna you guys now.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't even know how to get off.
Bye.
I can't get off. Kick me out.
Bye.
Kick me out. Oh no. How do I do this? Hold on.
Now that she's gone. Just kidding. She's awesome. She's great. Here's Ashby. While Ashby's connecting, I'm going to go back in the comments and just see where everyone's at. We got Sandra in the house. Sandra's started following us here today with all the craziness going on. Sandra, great to see you. Thanks for coming. Are we going to Ottawa in March? I know I am. I will be there landing on the 19th. There from the 19th to the 21st. I've still gotta, I promised Tamara I'd get back to her and find out, I gotta find out when is gonna be the right night. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you. I gotta let Tamara know what night's gonna be best to meet up with people, but keep in the back of your mind, Courtney, if you want to come meet up, either the 19th or the 20th. I want to hear what Mel is all about. Oh, she'll be on again tomorrow for sure. Holy pivot in your car. Love the mug. Oh yeah, I was sort of doing an Ashby impression before you got here.
Oh shit, were you? I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. You know,
In
man,
what regard? Like, what was the? What did I miss?
I can't do it with you here.
Oh, okay.
We already got one Ashby. We don't need two.
Oh shit.
That's the only reason I did it was because people were missing you. So I was like, okay, man, I'll make you guys feel warm and fuzzy. I'll pretend to be him.
I'm trying to believe you.
What are we talking about? We are about to talk about today. Mel makes me giggle. LOL.
I wanted to bullshit with Mel too, and then she jumped off as soon as I came back on. Now I feel like I'm fucking up the party here.
No, not at all. She jumped on and we were just kind of workshopping some of her stuff. It was really good though. What I want to be there. You're welcome to come to Ottawa too, Mel. What exactly is your group all about? So, Sandra, every night we put on one of these. We call them live casts. Me and Ashby, we kind of co-host and work on it together. We're still sort of crafting exactly what it is, but every night we talk about, our update on what we're working on within our business. We usually pick a topic that we talk and teach about. And last night was our first interview of a guest, which was Mike from Microgreen or Mike from Micro microgreenscoaching.com and from Itty Bitty Microfarms. Scott and I will be hanging out in Ottawa that night. All are welcome to join us. Yes, Courtney, come to Ottawa. Man, this Ottawa thing is taking everything off track
You
again.
guys are
Scott,
turning it into quite the party now.
quite the party. Scott ain't messing around today. No, Ian, I'll tell you that story here in a second. Let's do it. We need more Ashby in our lives. Scott, you have a seatbelt on. Yes. Of course, I'm behind the steering wheel. Like, who knows? I might get wild and crazy and pull ahead 5 feet.
Safety first.
Safety first. Isn't he parked? He may have forgotten. I'm parked, yeah. But you can never be too safe.
Yeah, we don't TikTok live and drive. The live cast and drive doesn't fly with us.
Exactly. Like, girls, you have no idea the wild times we're going to have in Ottawa. Mm-hmm.
As he says, parked with his seatbelt on.
All right. I thought this is when you talked earlier. We provide customized tools to execute business strategies that generate customer value. Ooh, that's really good. Hey, Mel, screenshot that. Here, I'll screenshot it for you. Screenshot that. That's pretty good.
That is good.
It's more solution based though, right? Like it still doesn't really answer what problem you're solving. That's the only piece of that. Okay, Ashby, how was your day? Like I feel like I've been talking about my day all day, so you go first.
Yeah, no, your day's been interesting. It's got me like I'm living vicariously through Scott today, like who's just live casting from his pickup truck because he lost power, and like you're a savage. So my day's been pretty mild compared to yours, but I've been networking a little bit in the community, and I've still been working on a lot of stuff within my business. So school is something that I'm definitely leaning towards now. I've been having like a shitload of fun with school. So anybody that's not following my school account, feel free to jump over there. Like I did do a post yesterday. I just kind of kicked this off, so it's new to me. But this community I don't ever want to refer to as my community. I want it to be our community where we can all get on there and share our journeys. Like that's what it's there for, and that's how I want to utilize that. So with just me in there, it's nothing without anybody that wants to join. So the link is in my TikTok bio, so that'll take you right to my school page, and feel free to join the community. It's free, and I would love nothing more than to have each and every one of you in there. So no pressure, but I'd love to see you in there. So I've been chipping away on that, and what else did I do? I had to clean up my TikTok account a bit, just change a few things in my profile, and then switch from my stand store over to school. And yeah, that's been the majority of my day, and jumping on the odd live with you crazy bastards, and tuning in. So it's been a good day, man. It's been busy, like probably not much like yours. Maybe you can explain why you're in a truck. Is there anybody here that needs the explanation, or does everybody know what's going on?
Oh no, like Ian's already saying, "What the fuck am I missing?" I'm Give me 1 second here. Like, to be honest with you guys, I'm getting choked out right now because I think one, if not both of the dogs are just dropping bombs back there right now, and I'm having a hard time breathing. But you know what? This is what we do. We roll with the conditions that we're given. But yeah, to back up, Ian was actually on live with us after you dropped off there earlier, Ashby, in the afternoon. And
Oh, okay.
so he doesn't know, but probably, I don't know, Ian, maybe half hour, not even after you dropped off. I was going to drop off quickly to just go downstairs, kind of do a couple of things, change the sheets, get all the bedding on the beds because I'm giving my bed to my brother and his wife to stay in while they're here for the weekend. And boom, the power went out. Like just as I'm dropping off of live, power went out. So didn't really know like what was going on. So our community is like everyone. We have a community Facebook group, which, like I say, don't use Facebook for groups, but whatever. I didn't start it, and so we message everyone in there, and I kind of started sending some messages. Is everyone's power out? Everyone's power's out across the whole community. So found out from the power company that there was some sort of outage. They didn't give any explanations or anything, but the power is supposed to be turned back on as of 6 to 7 o'clock tonight. So it might be on now, but I just wanted to make sure I got somewhere that I had reliable service to get on here because I told you guys and I'm committed to everyone that we are going to do this every night from 6 to 7 o'clock unless I absolutely can't do it. And I can't say that there was an absolute reason why we couldn't do this tonight. So it's going to be a little different live cast because it's not going to be like necessarily a teaching one. We're going to talk about a lot of things and hopefully people take away some stuff and you guys can carry it forward. But I called up Ashby this afternoon and I'm like, hey man, like just a heads up, like power's out, but we're still doing the live cast. And he's like, what? Like, how are you going to do that? You going to go find some Wi-Fi? I don't care what the fuck I got to do. I made the commitment. I've made enough excuses in my life. I don't need to make an excuse here. I know I can do it. So here we are.
Yeah, see, and I love it. Like Ian says, and I couldn't have said it any better. Ian, the show must go on. It's your dedication, and there's a few comments that you can get into here, but like it gets me fired up when I'm sitting at home here, just like
With
uh,
power, you
with power.
son
I got
of
all the power. I actually turned on all the lights just to rub it in. I don't need them. I I just wanted to.
yeah, that's awesome. Um,
So while we were just talking community here, Scott, I just saw Tamara had a post here. She said not to plug the roadmap, but did you see 3.0 is going to have a school module?
oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah, yeah, that's neat. I think like school and Trisha, you jumped on and followed me. I appreciate you, Trisha. Like you're a sweetheart. I'll always love our conversations. But thank you for joining in there. I feel like everybody's got a lot to offer in the community, so I appreciate every single member getting in there. Sorry, Scott, go ahead.
No apologies needed. Yeah, if people haven't followed Ashby yet, like let's make sure we get over to the community and support him too because he shows up here every night just like I do. He's out there reaching out to you guys, helping out wherever he possibly can. So this is our turn to repay the favor for Ashby. Get in there, support him, pump up that community because I'm sure he's about to do some pretty special things here too.
I appreciate
Poll
that, but
question.
like I yeah, let's move on. Thank you.
Just take it.
Let's
Say
hit
thank you.
that.
Poll
Thank you.
question. Poll question. It's
Let's see what we got cooking.
it's just about today. It's about today. Um, what do we
Let me
got in the
bring this to your
comments here?
attention. I don't know if you know this, Scott, but like maybe it's just me being a caveman, but yeah, like I can't read the whole question. Like, is
No?
there a way that I can do that? No, you can just read
When
when
things
things don't
don't
go
go
according.
according to plan, I A, panic and freak out. B, am cool under pressure. C, see it as a growth opportunity. Or D, blame everyone else.
Can we use
That's the
all of the
poll
above
question.
on this one or no?
You could. Jenna's going to, for sure.
Yeah, Jenna's going to for sure.
Okay. Well, okay, inspo post. I wasn't sure about posting in mics. Not to plug. Okay, you got that one. Really, Tamara? I saw that. Cool. Ha ha ha. Shut the front door. That's awesome. Gotta love your dedication, Scott. The show must go on. Absolutely, Ian. I have the Queen song in my head. uh, okay, yes, Ashby is the bomb. Option E, I
Appreciate you, Mom.
freeze. Just kidding. Question was too long. I do a bit of all of them except blaming everyone. I'm calm all the time. Yeah, like they, there was a few things that happened today that gave me like moments of sort of that self-talk. Like here I am, I'm kind of looking over to my right every so often because like Mel, Courtney, and I watch the sun drop, so it's still kind of the beautiful sort of sunset in the west. So I'm just kind of looking over it and enjoying it. But as soon
It
as I
was a
realized
nice
the
sunny
power,
day today.
it was. As soon as the power went out today, I started to like, why the fuck does this have to happen why does it happen now? I made all these commitments. But you know what I realized was pretty quickly I turned that around and I'm like, it's happening for a reason. So maybe it's telling me I need to unplug for a bit. So I threw the dogs in the truck. We went to town, went and drove around, looked at my old elementary school, looked at my old junior high, drove past the old high school, called my sister real quick, checked in on her. And then it was like, like old Scott or Scott that holds on to too much rigidness from time to time probably would have let it get me bent completely out of shape. But all I did was just find another way to do what I was hoping to do today anyway. And
See, you're good at that. You are.
yeah, and I think I'm getting better at that. And I think one of the reasons why I'm getting better at it is because of what we talked a lot about this morning. And Ashby, I don't think you got to Mike's early enough to hear this part of the conversation, but it, like, I've found something that I'm finally starting to believe can give me what I've been looking for, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
And
I feel the same way.
it was like the conversation last night where I was like, that $9 meant more than I've ever seen on any T4. Same sort of thing. Like every time I start to do some of the work and it peels back some of the layers and you realize just how powerful some of this stuff can be, it's like the fire grows hotter and hotter and hotter. And it just keeps pushing me more and more to keep pressing forward no matter what's in front of me.
Yeah. See, I love that because I found in the last like week or 10 days, I get like so amped up when I'm just sitting at the computer and really getting shit done that I have to go out for a walk once or twice a day and get out because I just have this energy that I can't sit still. It's hard to explain, but I haven't experienced this for a really, really long time in my adult life. So it's like true excitement. And this kind of takes the wind out of my sails. But Ian was kind enough to share that the Leafs are up 5-1, which is now 6-1. So thanks, Ian. Appreciate the update, bud.
Based on historical evidence, it doesn't mean the game's over yet.
There, thank you. Thank you. Your quick wits bail me out.
The Oilers already
Ian, you
won,
know I
so
got
we're
nothing but
good.
love, man. I'm just fucking razzing.
It honestly depends on the situation if I'm saying initial reaction versus a few minutes later. Love that smiley face. Okay, so where do we want to take this conversation tonight, guys? Like, do we want to talk about the Mike? Oh, God. My steering wheel doesn't hold this up very well.
Yeah, you got 9 tripods
Um,
at home. You should have brought one of them. You
couldn't
need to
find them in the
carry.
dark.
You need an emergency vlogging kit in your truck or something. The power
I know that
outage
now.
emergency kit.
I'm going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
prepared now.
Be prepared. I'm
Um,
surprised that you don't have one of those, to be honest.
I don't even want to tell you guys what kind of things I have for preparation. Um, where do you guys want to take the conversation tonight? Like, do we want to talk about the mic thing, or were most people there? Did you guys see it? Like, do you want just a quick summary of it? Do you want a quick summary of how the live cast or the liveathon is going? Because it's pretty interesting, actually. It's been
Man,
a
the
very,
live
like,
cast, or sorry, the liveathon started out pretty hot this morning. Like I missed I missed a bit of it for sure. I missed a good chunk of it, but I kind of did catch the tail end of it for sure.
well, why don't we start there, and then in the comments below, whichever way you guys want to take this conversation, like I told you guys at the beginning of this one's going to be a little different one. We don't have a prepared topic. We did that kind of semi-intentionally when I called Ashby, when I told him that I was still going to be doing this. We said, hey, let's just stick with kind of a conversation and see where it goes. But why don't I give you guys an update on the liveathon so far? So liveathon going 3 days. Today is day 1. Minimum 12 hours is kind of my goal of being live every one of those 3 days. I started at about 5 o'clock this morning and was live for about 70 minutes, dropped off to go run on the treadmill, took care of the dogs, came back up, jumped on live again for probably about 20-ish minutes, maybe 30, and then jumped on Mike's live. So I was a viewer on that one. And then immediately following Mike's, I jumped on live again, which then Mike jumped on. And we went for over 3 hours. And it started off just kind of sort of, what are you guys doing? And then turned into a full-on coaching session where he outlined 3 different products that I could offer my audience. And they're pretty damn good ones too. So I will, once I can figure out what his chicken scratch says on the notes that he sent me, I will be working on those and reviewing the video, and that's going to be the first video in my pocket coaching program. So that's going to be the first pocket coaching program, which most pocket coaching is supposed to only be about 5, 15, maybe 20 minutes long. The first video is going to be 3 hours and 15 minutes long. So it's
I love
there's
this.
so many different pieces of wisdom in that. Like right from workshopping, like working me through how to come up with an idea. Like you see him do it 2 or 3 times, to mindset things, to, he starts talking about eating the earth again, and it's all interesting and it's all valuable for different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to make my second offer I've ever made here on the livecast. So the other night I offered my pocket coaching program for one-time price of $9 per month for the lifetime access. I will never offer that again, and I did that intentionally. And this is, I'm just going to share this with you guys. But the reason I did that is because when I go back and I look at my Stripe account and I look at what people are paying, those 4 people I will never forget in my life. And as long as I'm doing anything in this space, I will do whatever I can possibly do for them. I'm going to do that for my entire audience, but there will always be that special little place in my heart for those people that were the first ones to support me on this journey, right? But tonight, I'm going to make another offer where I'm going to say $17 a month, lifetime access to pocket coaching. The first video will be in there tomorrow. It'll be the 3 hour and 15-minute session with Mike, where you can extract a ton of value from that. And then as of March 1st is when the pocket coaching is going to have a video a day that I'm going to be creating. And So tonight, if you guys want to jump on that for $15 a month, send me an email, scott@monetizedlife.com, and just say pocket coaching I'm in the subject line, and you'll get it for $15 a month for lifetime access.
I love it. Yeah, and also like what a way to kick it off there with a 3-hour unexpected adventure.
Exactly. And it was unreal. And the other thing too is, how do I want to do this? If you guys jump on pocket coaching tonight for $15 a month for lifetime access, I'll also run through that first product that Mike and I talked about creating. So I will do a workshop. Tomorrow I'll figure out exactly when we're going to do that. I'll send out a Zoom link and you guys will be there and we'll work through it all together. And the idea there was how to take someone from going live to making a sale in 5 days or less. So creating the school community to a pocket coaching program, generating that traffic on live. Okay?
I love it.
All right. Founders Edition. Yeah, Ian. That's right. Okay.
And Ian also let us know that it's 7-1 now, which is even better. This keeps going. Awesome.
Still not out of touch for the Leafs.
It's not a W yet.
How prepared Scott is to handle any kind of situation. Yeah. Actually, Jenna, so when I was standing in Tim Hortons, because, man, there's so many funny me stories that happened today. I was standing in Tim Hortons dying because I had to go to the washroom really bad. And there was, just as I'm walking into Tim Hortons, it was a single bathroom, like just one person. So you lock the door when you go in kind of thing. And it was a lady with a walker. And I'm telling you, like, in terms of how bad I had to pee, it was a 9.7 out of 10. Dying.
Oh.
And all I see is the lady take the last couple of, like, little shuffles with her walker and close the door behind her. And I'm like, fuck. Fuck.
So did you patiently wait, or what happened?
I made it. I made it,
Okay.
But I'm wearing like gray track pants. And so everyone would have seen it. Like it would have been like Billy Madison. You're not cool unless you pee your pants. For sure.
You're killing me today, man. I love it.
Okay, anyway, I know you guys are getting tons of value from this conversation tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, let's shift gears. And this is probably the perfect time to shift into perseverance.
What a seamless transition. Okay, sorry, man. Fuck. Okay.
Well, they say
let's get serious.
educate or entertain, right? Educate or entertain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
So,
Holy fuck.
I think it's so much funnier because you're laughing so hard. Like,
Just because your phone fell at the perfect time.
well, that was like when Mike, this afternoon, when he was going on about everything where he was getting pretty deep. And it had just come out that I am super structured typically, which, like, I hope you guys realize how much this is killing me inside, that this is the live cast tonight. Like, killing me.
I'm gonna have to shut this off. Okay.
Yeah. So everyone just kind of talks about how crazy structured I am and how I won't go a minute overtime for the live cast. And Mike kind of takes a couple of subtle jabs at me and then kind of says, "Oh, well, this must be terrible for you, me just going on and on," or whatever he says. And then he says something super deep that makes a person go, "Hmm." And then and then my alarm rings. Like my phone alarm goes ding. It's right at 12 o'clock because I won't even get into why I have a 12 o'clock alarm. That can be a different live cast altogether. But everyone just blows up the comments. Oh, yeah, the alarm. That couldn't have been more perfect. Oh, man.
Well, we were all getting on you too about just being so structured, and I think that's why I laugh a little bit out of control here, because I know how this just kills you inside when you're going pitch black and we can't see. Just I'm done. I'm good.
All right, what do we got in the comments? Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as we are. I'm dying, Ashby. Oh, the alarm.
Oh man. Okay, sorry guys.
Everyone's
I know
got...
we're getting a little carried
Trisha
away
says
here.
Trisha says she's dying here.
You
is
know what?
awesome.
I'm with Ian. I feel like it's good for your soul. Sometimes you just gotta fucking laugh it off, man. What else do you do?
See,
right? Like,
but here's the thing. Like, if you guys could see, like, I'm not full on, but I'm a little bit ginger, so I don't have a soul anyway. This is not good for something I don't have. Yeah. This is good for your soul, Scott. Oh my God, I have my earphones in, laughing, and my husband is looking at me like I'm nuts. Well, you are, Trisha. It's all good. You're hanging out with us. Like,
yeah,
we're
all a little nuts here. Yeah,
I'm pretty ecstatic that Trisha's back. Actually, like she sent me a bunch of messages while she was gone. She was watching all the replays while she was in Mexico, and I kept telling her, "No, go to the beach." But she had to listen to him, and then she always came back and said, "Oh man, that was so good. I can't wait for Friday when I'm going to be home back with you guys." We're happy you're here too, Trisha.
Yeah,
so
I messaged her today to say welcome back home to you. So yeah, it's always great to have her back for sure. Trisha, we love you. I've not laughed this hard in a long time. Yeah, thank you, Courtney. I'm glad we're not the only ones here, because I'm like Scott said, I don't think we're chock full of value here so far tonight, but I appreciate y'all sticking with us for sure.
Yeah, this is an entertain cast. But you know what? Okay, so let's transition a little bit, and I'm gonna get a little bit serious, but I'm sure we'll transition back into some laughter. But perseverance, seemed like, now that I'm talking about it out loud, that seems to be kind of the theme of the day, and it's kind of that's how I started the day. And I don't know why. I think maybe I was looking at the 3 days ahead of me and I'm like, fuck, am I really going to do 36 hours of going live? And originally, this probably originated with an idea I actually was talking to Jenna about one day when I saw a clip from Gary Vee, or maybe even Jenna brought it up, and then I saw a clip shortly thereafter. I'm not sure the sequence of how I came to it, but he was talking about everyone should just live stream all the time. Yeah, and Jenna made a good point at the time. She said, well, Gary Vee is a personality that can get away with it. And so we kind of went back and forth, and I kind of moved on from the idea. But now that I think of it, that's probably where this came from, is like, let's just do it and see what happens. And so I was thinking a lot about persevering through the 3 days. I was thinking a lot about, like getting to that $9 through all the shit. And it made me think a lot about my dad. And my dad, I'm going to try and not get too overly emotional because I don't want this to be a complete roller coaster ride tonight.
Fuck it, man. We're already on it. Just go. Fuck it.
No, like I almost peed my pants earlier. I don't want to cry too. Too much liquid coming out of me. But my old man was, to someone that didn't know him, he would have looked frail. And to me, he looked powerful all the time. He was this person I felt most cared by ever in my life, but also the person I feared the most. You know, like, I don't know how many people read my post in the community about him this morning, but he is the ultimate example and epitome of the word perseverance. And for anyone that didn't see the post, I'm just going to give you some Cole's notes. And if you're not a part of the community, I hope you'll go to my profile, click on the link, and join the community so you can see some of these things that I'm sharing within the community, because I'm committed to continuing to do so, because I think it's just a more meaningful adventure when you do. But my old man was born in 1939, and things were very different back then, of course. And when he was born, they didn't know what was wrong with him when he was born, but he was partially paralyzed. So if you can imagine someone that's had a stroke and you see the side of the body that it affects, and typically people kind of have partial paralysis after a stroke in certain circumstances. My dad looked like that from day one. He never had a stroke. They found later in life that he had a hole in his brain that went undiagnosed for years. But what that did was it caused the signals that his brain would send to the right side of his body. They would be, they kind of got crossed over, and it would actually go to his right side, but then back to his left. So he walked for his entire life with, like, his right side was limping. His leg eventually would slide on the ground. And so, I can remember as a kid when we were acting out, whenever you heard that limping walk, it was like, oh shit, dad's coming. And you're scared to death. While everyone else in his life around him looked at him like he was inferior. And not everyone, that's not a fair comment, but a lot of people treated him differently and thought of him, especially when he was younger, when he was a child. The doctors told my grandmother that he likely wouldn't live to be an adult. Like, he'd die before his teenage years were up. Because they just didn't know. And then, he never finished high school because he just didn't do well in school. But his dream was to always have a family. And because of his physical appearance and because of what he wasn't able to accomplish scholastically, it limited his opportunities put in front of him. So for years, he was actually a parking lot attendant outside in Edmonton and Calgary, Alberta, which pretty commonly gets to -30 in the wintertime. And it just took a toll on his body. But it didn't change the fact that he was able to meet my mother, have 4 children, and eventually he got to meet all 12 of his grandchildren. And that all he ever wanted was to have one grandchild. That was his ultimate goal. And here's a guy that was never expected to live past 18 years old, that was able to not only live out his dream, but then live it out 12 times over until the day where he asked for us to let him go because he had given enough in this life. That life wasn't taken from him like the doctors promised it would. He was the one that let go of the life because he felt like he contributed enough that he deserved to go out and let go and move on to whatever's next. Like, I can't even imagine what it took for him to get through all those days, the tough days, we were dirt poor too. Like, my parents, I've told you guys a story where, I would steal a piece of bread and run downstairs into my room and hide in the closet to eat it because I knew I'd get in trouble because it was that tight growing up. But my dad always found a way, and lived to be 82 years old. So when in my post this morning, I kind of talked about when you guys start to face that friction or the resistance that pushes back on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, find that reason in your life to keep pushing through that resistance. And for me, it's always been my dad. My dad's always been the reason why I'm not allowed to say I can't. So when the power goes out and I don't have Wi-Fi, but I've made a commitment and this is what I want to do, this is the way I'm pointing, it would be an insult to my dad if I didn't figure out a way to fucking do this. So
Man.
that's what I would share with you guys tonight. So hopefully that resonates with someone that maybe needs to hear it, or maybe you don't need to hear it tonight. But there might be a day in the next week, the next month, and just if you don't have anything that makes you push forward like that, just think of my old man, because man, he was awesome.
That's a wicked story, man. I appreciate you sharing that because I know that that's digging a little deeper than we typically do here. But like, I appreciate hearing that from you. You know, it's been a short period of time that since we've connected, Scott. But I appreciate that. Like, it gives a lot of insight into who you are and how you manage to push through shit like this. Even like when you said you were gonna do something, um, you make a very firm point clearly while you're sitting in your truck with the dogs that like you're gonna see it through, and I appreciate that, man. I do.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
thank you, man. And the other thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier too is like Ashby, you and I talk a lot about, what each other is doing, right? And you like to pat me on the back a lot and you like to kind of pump me up, and there's a side of me that hates it, but there's a side of me that probably loves it too. And I think I can say this pretty fairly for everyone. Like this is like it's like a circle of life thing, right? Like I get jacked up and I get excited and I keep pushing forward for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of it is because of the group of people that are here tonight. And you guys keep showing up and you guys keep working hard and you guys don't say give up, which causes me to keep pushing forward because I want to show up for you guys. So as I show up, I'm sure it energizes you guys and gets you excited, which keeps you pushing forward. Which when I see that and you guys show up here every night to support us on this live cast, the messages back and forth, even on each other's posts or, showing up and seeing Courtney and Heather doing a live together, that's what keeps me going too. And then the cycle just keeps going and going and going. So this, going back to Ashby's comment when he was talking about his community, this is not his community here. His is not the group of people. His community, he started one on school, but the community is all of us. And that's what keeps us all pushing forward, is when everyone continues to show up. And pretty soon that's just going to become a force that we can't stop. And that's right now we're putting in the effort, the energy, and the horsepower to keep things moving forward. But if we can continue to do this for a certain amount of time, it's just going to start to take on a life of its own. So first off, I want to say thank you to all of you guys for continuing to show up, continuing to do
Yes.
your very best to chase after the reason why you are doing this, because that powers me to keep doing it on my end too. So just keep being you guys, keep doing it. You guys inspire me every day.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. Like, I want to echo that too for this whole community. I mean, it's I wouldn't keep showing up if it wasn't for every single one of you that keep showing up for us. And then I know this one's a little bit different, but I kind of wanted to touch on so this story you just shared regarding your dad, Scott. Like, I persevere from kind of the opposite standpoint where our kids have been through a lot. Like, we both come from a previous marriage or relationship, both Pam and myself. And so her son, Sawyer, who is now 10 years old, as soon as I jump off of this live, I take off and go to sledge hockey game. So he was born as a medically complex child, and he's had a road. He was in the NICU for about 112 days before he could get home. He was born very premature. Um, he was in a lower body cast for like well over a year. He has a G tube. He had a trach. He's been to hell and back, and the doctors said that he would never walk. And now he's playing sledge hockey. So he's just got a heart, and this kid gets me fired up every day. So um, he's part of my why for sure. So
That's awesome. That is awesome.
yeah, he's a great
Thank
kid.
you for
He's just
sharing.
full of life. He's the happiest kid you'll ever meet, and I'm blessed for sure.
Man, that's beautiful. Thank you. Like I've spent a lot of time around the Children's Hospital up here in Edmonton, and some of the kids that I've met through that experience, man, they're the strongest people you'll meet. And they're just living their life. Like they don't
Oh,
overthink it.
they don't, and
They
that's what I love about kids is they take you to just a very simple place where what I'm gonna do is sit around and cry about it. Like just get on with it and give it your best every day, and that's what he does. Like these some of these kids that have been dealt such a shitty hand are the true inspiration in this world. You know?
yeah, like they don't overthink it. It's simple. It's black and white. They're just living their life. Like they don't man, like I wish one of them was sitting beside me when I spent 3.5 hours looking for a fucking domain name. Like,
Yeah, pick one, Scott.
yeah, I'm bored. Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. Yeah, like be more like kids. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's the
and that's my favorite part about every one of our kids is they just take you to that place where they'll never let you get too old too fast because they keep you young, and that's important,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Just a heads up, Ian has updated us with an 8-1 score. They might have it in hand now.
I'd say it could be a wrap. I don't know how much time is left there, but listen, we're probably boring the hell out of everybody here tonight, but I appreciate y'all sticking with us for a little bit of a different vibe here today. So,
Ugh.
and there goes. You got to stop this, man, because I will break out. I'm right on the verge of just losing it here today. So,
Well, here, let me give you guys some stats for the live cast or the liveathon so far. So, liveathon, I've probably been live today for approximately 10 hours. The 3 hour gap kind of fucked me, but probably around 10-ish hours. I've had probably about 45 to 50 new followers.
oh, wow.
I've um, probably had somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 viewers. So I'll do the math on like conversion rates and stuff like that later. But um, I would say that this definitely, it's been an interesting experiment. And then you couple that with the conversation with Mike to create 3 new products. Yes, I have not created them yet, but the framework is there, and now it's just about execution. And um, I think the big thing for me, guys, on this experiment so far, and maybe tomorrow after tomorrow's, I'll have a different perspective, and maybe after Monday's, it'll even be a different perspective. But right now, to me, it's like, why wouldn't you go live? Because now I'm also going to have 10 to 12 hours of content that I'm never going to be able to edit all the pieces out of it. And so I have short form coming out of my ass. I can upload all of this to YouTube. I can even make a new playlist about, LIVEathon and just build some narrative around that to drive some traffic to those videos without doing any kind of editing. I can do short form specific content around this experiment. I can use it to promote whatever products, positioning myself as an authority on going live. Like, just do it. Just throw yourself into this. Like, if you know the direction, if you're pointed in the direction, and Mel and I had a really good conversation before we jumped on this live cast, and it was all about kind of where she's at, and she's super excited, and she's going, like, she's rocking it right now. And we just kind of worked on, what is the problem I solve? She kind of has a sense, like, she's pointed in the right direction. She just needs to dial it in. And the thing I said to her, I'm like, you kind of have a grasp. Just get live and start talking about it. Just talk your message. Like Mike talks about that all the time. If you get out there and you just start talking about it, it's going to come out, and either it doesn't feel right, and you know that, and you go back to the drawing board, and you come back and you do it again and again and again and again. Just imagine my dad dragging his fucking right foot for 82 years, and he kept doing it. Drag your foot. Just keep going. And eventually that message is going to be dialed right in so well that you guys you're just going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, that's it, man. Just keep on forging ahead. And then I found when it comes to messaging, I think what helped me is, like, we've talked about it on the live cast before, but just when picture in the elevator situation, right? Like, if a fella asked me, like, what exactly do you do for a living, and just kind of being clear and concise and to the point, right? And that just comes from the heart, and that comes from me being passionate about what I'm launching into doing. So yeah, just keep dragging that foot, and it'll come. There's no doubt.
And it's okay to pivot too, right? Like,
Yeah.
before I said with Mel, I said, my message going into today was, I help entrepreneurs, small business owners, and creators go live to drive more traffic and collect more leads. After this workshop with Mike, it's going to change. And tomorrow, I'm going to start speaking it until I get it right.
This is part of growing on our journeys, though, too, right? Like, and that goes for absolutely every single one of us. Like, we're gonna grow and develop, and you're gonna get a better sense of business and what you're about as you grow as a human being. Like, we've talked about it before, Scott, on the phone, where it's like, if your old TikToks, like, don't, like, make you a little bit sick to look back at, like it should. It shows that we're growing, and we're getting more comfortable, and we're getting more confident in the skills that we develop as we go, and keep learning, right? Keep learning.
Absolutely. That's what it's
And
all
yes,
about.
Microgreens Mike Scott is still in the dark. You bet. It's only getting darker over there. We're running out of daylight.
Well, Scott is in the dark, but Scott might have power. After I get off with this, I don't want to ruin the live cast, so I'm just sitting out here until we're done. And then I'm driving home to see if I have power yet.
Hopefully you're back up and running when you get home, because that would make your night a lot easier. But either way, I know you're going to fucking find a way, so I ain't sweating it, really. That's it.
Yes, sir. I live it in the present. People call me crazy because I don't worry too much. Courtney, there's nothing wrong with that. We don't think you're crazy. We think you're awesome. Just keep being you.
Yeah, downright.
38 minutes in, Ian. Until we find another editor. Yes, we need to find an editor. We need to find a kid. Like, we need to find a kid that is somewhat into editing and get them up to speed and tell them that we have a wicked opportunity for them. Hi, I never got a response for TikTok from the live info. Kat. Sometimes they can take up to 2 weeks. So you might not hear right away. So Kat, someone that I've been going back and forth on with a problem she was having going live. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, from the one, the only, Isby. I'm late, but I made it. Just got done with the podcast. How'd it go, Mike? LIVEathon still happening? You done after this or going again? I'm going again, man. Fuck that. I got to
Yeah,
get my
you are.
12 hours in.
So I'm gonna go to the sledge hockey, and then I'm gonna come back, and I might just jump on with you, or at least check in on you, see how the lighting is. Do you want some lights, man? I got a whole bunch. I could probably help you out. Do you want to just come down here? If it goes all night, come down here. It's a 3 hour drive. You could be here by, 11 o'clock or so.
No, really, like, yeah, past my brother on the road. Um, the
He's
real
probably at
question
your
is,
house going, where the fuck is that clown? And why is it so dark in here? He better start paying his
no,
bills.
no, I called him and I told him, I'm like,
Oh, okay.
have you, like, I'm out of power. Where are you guys? I'm expecting him to say, like, whatever, Red Deer or something. And he's like, oh, we haven't even left yet. What? It's 4 o'clock. You're not even going to get here until the earliest 10 o'clock. Yeah. TikTok gave me violation enforcement notification for the shop. Really?
No
For what,
shit,
Mike?
Mike.
The podcast was great. Someday I'll be able to do it on TikTok Studio. Yeah,
Sweet.
that's the other thing. Well, we've got 7 minutes to go. Can I talk about what you and I have talked about this?
Fire away, bud. Absolutely.
I've kind of said it to a few people already, but like, I love doing this so much that we are going to probably take this way wider. Like, make it a full-on podcast, live cast, YouTube, video podcast, all of it. So we're just trying to figure out on how to do that. We've probably got to upgrade our setups a little bit so it's cleaner.
A
But
lot.
even
Yeah.
today, yeah, even today when we were with Mike, he was talking about it again too, and he wants to start doing that kind of stuff. Mike also said he'd be happy to come on here sometime and do one of these. I just told him it had to be fucking structured. No more of this Mike Gowans all over the place, like talking about Saturn and how it's connected to your heart rhythms. Like, let's sit down.
I could see you just spinning too when he starts going there, too, right? Like, because he's just off in fucking galaxy land for a little while. I love it. I dig it. But I can see you just stirring for sure. Microgreens Mike
Man.
too. He knows exactly what we're talking about. He was right in there today, and you handle it like
Well,
a champ too. Because I love it when Mike just goes off about eating the earth.
I know he's testing us. Like, he's just waiting for a reaction, right? But there's
Yeah.
someone, like, I think it might even have been Tina. I think she's in the room right now, but I think Tina was the one that said, Scott, I can see you, like, well, I don't even vibrating or something like that. And I'm like, keep a straight face, keep a straight face, keep a straight face. But yeah, this was fun too, but this is growth opportunity for me, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
Scott
sure.
twitching.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, there you
well,
go. Tina says, ha ha ha. I said, Scott twitching.
atta girl, Tina. Yeah, no, I think
Okay,
you need that. You need that structure if you're gonna sit down with Mike before it ends up on a runaway.
it's going to be a runaway. Like that night, when Mike comes on the live cast, just plan that it's going at least 90 minutes. Because I am very structured, but I know no one can handle Gowans. If Gowans decides he's going to go left instead of right, he's going to go
Yeah,
left. No
he's
matter
gone.
how
Yeah,
many.
absolutely.
Exactly. So anyway, I'll try to nail him down for an actual date and let you guys know when that's going to happen. If anyone missed today's almost 3.5 hour marathon that we did. Again, I'm going to throw it out there one more time. So my offer for tonight is lifetime pocket coaching access within my community for $15 a month. And the first pocket coaching video is going to be uploaded to there as soon as I can get it off of TikTok and uploaded. That will be the 3 hours and 15 minutes where Mike covers a lot of ground and there's a ton of value in there. So if you guys want to be in the pocket coaching program for $15 a month for lifetime access, shoot me an email at scott@monetizedlife.com. Ashby, how do we want to wrap this one up?
Well, I don't know. You're back onto the live-a-thon, which is probably going to be followed up closely on Tuesday and Wednesday with a download-a-thon, unless you're doing that at the same time. You probably got a lot of material you got to catch up on. But no, I listen, I appreciate y'all. I know that this was a little bit different when we had no direction for the first time ever, just because Scott is actually flying by the seat of his pants here tonight, which he almost had to strip his pants into Tim Hortons. If you missed that, make sure you watch the replay. And I appreciate every single one of you. I hope everybody's having a wicked weekend.
Yeah, the quick poll is, did you like this style of live cast or did you not? So smiley face, you loved it. Sad face, you did not.
I smiley face because
And
I love just fucking winging it. You and I are very different that way, where I'm all about just like a little bullshit and whatever. But like, yeah, I dig it. I like it all, man. Fuck it, it's fun.
well, this was an Ashby cast. Like, guys, this is how ridiculous I am. My dogs are getting agitated right now because it's not structured enough. And they're like, why the fuck are we here for so long? Like,
Dad's
seriously.
officially gone crazy. He's fucking losing it. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah, like, they're going to start licking their balls and stuff like that here pretty soon. So,
Okay, well let's
They don't even
wrap
have
her
it.
up before it gets real graphic here. We're gonna get banned on TikTok. Listen, I appreciate every single one of you.
okay, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Scott. I'll pop on and catch up with you later. We'll see what the lights are like.
Okay, sounds good, man.
All right, buddy. Ciao for
See
now.
you guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.